Hello and welcome to another episode of the Brand Couch here from Reykjavik in Iceland at Charge Energy Branding. And I am here with Daniela from SAP. Hi.
Hi, good to see you.
Good to see you. So tell us a little about yourself and the company you work for.
Sure. So my name is Daniela, as you already mentioned. I'm 31 years old and I'm running utilities globally at SAP, meaning that we are responsible for the global utility strategy. We are also responsible for the go-to-market and all of the solution management. So it means that we are speaking with customers about requirements. They feed it back to us. We speak to our field colleagues, but we also discuss with our product management how the portfolio should look like. And for everyone that does not know, SAP is the biggest European technology company.
Yes, and that sort of is a segue to the first question, because SAP is obviously a global provider of tech, and you guys are exposed to, I want to say millions, but like thousands of companies maybe.
Yeah.
What is your take on sort of specifically on the energy side of things, on the role of brand going forward?
So I think branding is super important and something that's mostly neglected because people believe it just comes by chance or they do not have to pay that close of attention.
Yeah.
But that's actually why we're here in Iceland, because we want to do something differently.
Yeah.
And we thought, why wouldn't we attend a branding event that's actually focusing on energy, where we have a different kind of customer set that we normally talk to. So this is why we're here. And also I do believe that looking at a brand, SAP has maybe not done the greatest deal on changing everything that we've done in the past to what we do today, because now SAP really has a completely new look and design, and most people still refer to our older systems. So that's why I believe branding is super important and why I'm here.
So SAP is obviously a massive global technology company, right? And you've been around for what, how many years?
50 years this year, actually, and 35 years of that in the utilities industry.
There you go. So being such a legacy player almost, right? You've been around for such a long time. You have this brand equity that may actually sometimes shoot you in the foot, right? Because people are used to something that you've been provided for such a long time.
Yep.
So how do you deal with that on like a daily basis or more on a strategic level?
Yeah. So for us, it's really a big deal to take all of our customers along. So the difference between us and new market players is they do not have the legacy, which means they do not need to make sure that their customers come from their old system to the new world, but they start in a new, fresh world right away. So that's something we don't have in common, and we need always to acknowledge, because we have customers that do it faster, we have customers that need longer for the cloud transition. So that's really a point for us. We do that constantly, and also when we show them the new world, they're super surprised. They understand why we're going that way. They want to go that way, because everything we did here has mostly been out of standard as well, looking at today's standards. So it's always a huge transformation project coming from one side to the other. That's absolutely worth it, especially for the line of businesses that we are speaking on this event to.
Yeah, and then going there, it's like you deal with so many different companies in the utilities sector, right? So would you mind sort of elaborating on a bit of the strategic priorities of these companies that you see from a technology provider perspective?
Absolutely. We've had a tough year, especially in Germany, with having the Ukraine war close to our borders, and looking at the energy strategy that the government applied before, we could see that we were heavily relying on Russia. So now we need to look at diversifying our portfolio differently than we've done it in the past, and that also accelerated really the push to sustainability. So that is something that really worries us this year, and where we see that we are tapping into the energy crisis. And I've just learned at the event that here you actually don't have that struggle, because you had a push in the 1970s already, which is interesting, because you're still building on top of the decisions that have been made in the past. True. So due to the crisis that we're seeing, due to the price pressure, all of our customers are actually looking forward to find new revenue streams, something outside of the commodity business, to make sure that they are closer to the customer, build customer intimacy and also loyalty. And looking at operational processes, they need to be more cost efficient. So that's also something they worry about. And then, because we're in a regulated industry, be compliant and keep up with the security standards.
Yeah, there you go. So if you were to, and this is sort of already rounding this up, because this is a large subject. And you've sit on knowledge of 50 years of operations, right? So it's quite a big sort of a knowledge bank that you could talk to our viewers about. But if you were to sort of isolate the one thing that you think utilities should focus on going forward when it comes to brand? What would that be from your perspective?
I think they need to make sure that they carry along their end customers and that in a completely new way. Because in most countries where they do not have the access to natural resources like we see it, for example, here, they will have the dependencies on their end customers becoming, for example, not just prosumers, so generating their own energy, but becoming flexumers, dedicating the surplus they do not use back to the grid.
Right.
And then customers or other customers can actually benefit from that. And I think this is a model that our utilities need to look at. And that's why they need to build up their brand, why they need to get loyal customers, why they need to create customer intimacy. And when they do that, we make sure that we are the technology partner that actually guides them on their journey.
And help them do it, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Daniela, thank you so much. We had 5 minutes. Maybe we used 6, which is really, really good. If you want to check out SAP, go to sap.com. And with that, thank you for watching and goodbye.